Okay, so when you think of Thailand, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a long time, right, it's been all about backpackers, mass tourism, that kind of thing. But what if I told you that's all about to change? We're diving deep into how Thailand is trying to pull off one of the most ambitious rebrands in travel history, basically inventing a whole new future for itself on the world stage. And just look at the difference here. I mean, the scale of this shift is just wild. On the left, you've got the Thailand we all know, or think we know. But on the right, that's the new vision. We're talking high-tech, sustainable, a paradise built for a totally different kind of person. And let's be clear, this isn't just a shiny new ad campaign. It's a massive, fundamental pivot. And this whole thing, it's really a pivot born out of necessity. You could even call it a high-stakes gamble, one driven by these huge global crises that basically made standing still completely impossible. Yeah, it was like a perfect storm of events. First, the pandemic just slammed the brakes on global travel. At the same time, the climate crisis is threatening the very existence of those beautiful coastlines. And then, boom, the explosion of remote work creates this entirely new mobile workforce. So change wasn't just, a good idea. It was a survival strategy. To deal with all that, the strategy had to get laser focused. Thailand is now going after a very specific type of person. We're talking affluent, environmentally aware, and super tech-savvy travelers, mostly from Western countries. They're even calling them green souls. So, who exactly are these people? Well, the entire strategy really hangs on understanding and attracting two key groups, these eco-conscious travelers and, of course, the digital nomads. And just in case you're not familiar with the term, a digital nomad is basically anyone who can do their job from pretty much anywhere as long as they have a laptop and a decent internet connection. So they're not just on a 2-week vacation, they're actually living and working abroad, sometimes for months or even years at a time. And listen, this is not some tiny niche market. The projections are just staggering. By 2035, an estimated 1 billion people could be living this location-independent lifestyle. Think about that. If Thailand can capture even a tiny fraction of that market, it could totally reshape their entire economy. What's really crucial to understand here is the shift in what these people want. This new generation of traveler isn't happy with just, lying on a beach with a drink. They're looking for something more, something meaningful. They want wellness retreats, they want to see sustainable practices, and they're looking for genuine, authentic cultural connections. So, the big question is, how on earth is Thailand going to attract them? Well, the plan is to build what they're calling a smart paradise, and they're using a seriously high-tech toolkit to do it. It all boils down to 3 really fascinating technological ideas. We've got AI-powered wellness, intelligent eco-living, and a completely new way to fund conservation using blockchain. Okay, first up, AI wellness helpers. Just imagine an AI that acts as your personal health concierge. It designs your entire trip based on your specific goals. So it might book you into a Muay Thai camp if you want to build strength, or it could create a totally custom spa retreat to help you de-stress. And the crazy part is, this can all be delivered cheaply and at a massive scale. Next, they're rolling out these things called smart eco villas. Think of them as these prefabricated, super energy-efficient homes that can be put together really quickly in these beautiful, natural settings. It's really the ultimate mashup of high-tech convenience and living in harmony with nature. And this last one, this might be the most innovative idea of all. It's a system of NFT-based eco-certifications. It's a brand new way to directly fund environmental protection. Here's how it works. Conservationists certify a specific piece of nature, like a coral reef or a patch of rainforest. That certificate is then turned into a unique digital token, an NFT. Now here's the magic. Every single time that token is sold or resold, a percentage of that sale automatically kicks back to fund more conservation work. It's basically a self-sustaining funding model for protecting the planet. Okay, so that's the glossy, high-tech vision. But as you can probably guess, it's not that simple. Back on the ground in the real world, this incredibly fast transformation is creating a ton of pressure and some very real conflicts. And to really get a handle on these tensions, we've got to look at the province of Krabi. It's famous for those jaw-dropping beaches, but right now, Krabi has become ground zero for the struggle over Thailand's future. And a quote from the source material by Dr. Afisavad Siravadanan Ravarachara just nails it. They write, Krabi is now a battleground for different interests and visions for the future. That one sentence just perfectly captures how high the stakes really are. So what you have is this 3-way tug of war. On one side, you've got big corporations and government interests, and they're pushing for huge resorts, massive infrastructure projects. In the middle, you have local communities fighting to keep their culture and traditions alive. And then, underlying all of it, is the desperate need to protect the fragile ecosystems that made Krabi so special to begin with. And it all brings us to this one really critical question. As these beautiful places become more exclusive, more high-tech, and way more expensive, who is this new eco-luxury paradise actually for? Is it really for everyone, or is it just for a select, wealthy few? And believe it or not, the stakes get even higher when we zoom out and look further into the future. It gives us a pretty stark glimpse of what travel itself might look like in a post-carbon world just a couple of decades from now. Yeah, the predictions for 2050 are, well, they're sobering. The coral reefs that support so much of the world's marine life, they'll be nearly gone. Our coastal cities could be completely reshaped by climate refugees. And for a lot of people, physical travel as we know it might get replaced by these hyper-realistic virtual vacations, all powered by AI. And here is the ultimate, mind-bending irony in all of this. While we are so busy reinventing these destinations, climate change might just make them physically impossible to visit anyway. The future of a vacation to a beachfront paradise might actually involve not traveling there at all, which leaves us with one last massive question to think about. Because Thailand's journey is really just a smaller version of a challenge the whole world is facing. As we all race to reinvent travel for this new era, are we actually building a future that's more sustainable for everyone? Or are we just building a more beautiful, more exclusive, high-tech version of paradise that, in the end, just pushes more people out?